do that. I'm not playing. Oh, hey.
Uh,
So I would like to welcome everyone into the first session of the Mummy's Mask.
Whoop, whoop.
So,
yes. Let's go.
yes. So this actually is a wonderful AP I actually get to play now. So we're going to be starting in Wati, the wonderful city of the damned, right around the morning of the lottery. In fact, actually. So,
Mhm.
oh, did it just close out? It did close out what I didn't need it to. All right. So, uh, I'm going to start off with so out of our two wonderful groups, uh, who's the representative for our group of three?
Hmm.
Honestly, I think that should be Vex. She has a better way with words than I do.
I'm not flattering me.
Rick
Oh,
agrees.
aren't you flattering
But
them?
people person.
I try.
Don't worry, you got this. Very gentle pat on the shoulder.
All right then.
And for our wonderful duo, who shall represent you in speaking?
Probably me.
Yeah.
All right. Then let's see. Uh, would our two representatives roll me a D2? We'll figure out who gets to start first.
Sure.
I forget the command for roll 20.
Slash
Slash
R.
R space 1D2. D is in Dave.
Oh, that. Oops.
Yes, D is in Diggy Diggy.
A tie.
Okay.
This is
Well,
why we should do the 100.
yeah.
Even
Closest to
Raj.
50.
All right. Sir. Not okay. So there we go. We have our first group to start us is that of. I know I'm gonna butcher this name. I knew I'm gonna butcher it, and I'm gonna say sorry about it. It's Hassani and Savoka.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wow! Yay! Every DM actually smiles, laughing that they didn't butcher a name for once.
Woo!
Oh, right. So, as you have come into town in the wee early hours of the morning from your wonderful walk outside the city, trying to learn more of the land, you've come in at the perfect time as the start of what you would know as the lottery is beginning. And in such, you see that there are several large groups, varying between 3 to 5 people, spread throughout the. I'm looking at the map, and I can't remember the name of the gate they gave me. It's a wonderful time. Uh, at the southern gate to the entrance of the area. So with that, it's a wonderful thing to see you guys. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have about who might be there right now.
Are there just normal stands where you just walk up and sign up? Or is this just a huge meeting place before?
Well, it seems that there is one person running around collecting a few names from people. As you see, one person from each group kind of collectively look at the group, say something between them, look to the man running around, and he nods after writing something down and scurries off into the next group.
Hisani's gonna turn to Savoka. I think we don't have enough people. A
I-
2-man or a tiger man party might be a little underwhelming.
Yeah, I entirely concur. How do you want to go about solving this issue?
Honestly, I'd love to make things interesting. Maybe find a small group of the most interesting characters here. He's gonna stroll around and look a bit with the tiger and Savoka at his side, kind of trying to see what the weirdest group would look like.
In fact, you know what? Since you're specifically looking for a strange group, why don't you roll me a perception?
Okay.
Okay. And as you look off to the horizon, you see just off of your peripherals to the east a small group approaching. And we'll come right back. Now, back at the barn, at the tavern. So, our wonderful group of three wonderful adventurers, Vex, Raja, and Rick Trick. Yeah, I'm going to mess up one time saying it, and it's going to piss me off, and I know that. So I will apologize when it happens. You guys have just gotten up from a lovely night at the Tooth and Hookah, a small little inn known throughout the city where several of these groups that you are now seeing at the sign up for the lottery have been, as they seem to have left about an hour earlier to make sure that they could try and get what is known as some of the best spots for getting to loot. And as you look, everyone roll me perceptions out of that small little group, if you would.
Okay.
Nope, she's more focused on everything else.
This is completely new to you, Vex. It's wow, look at all this stuff. That's a lot of people there.
Look at all these random people.
Well, I doubt any one of them could be him in disguise. Not enough swamp. But Rick Trick and Raja, you two seem to notice a wonderful man kind of looking off to the distance, and you two almost seem to catch eyes as you look. So, this is the point I ask everyone to describe their characters. Who'd like to go first?
I guess Roger will. As Hassani makes his way down, I'm assuming down the street towards the Tooth and Hookah.
Mhm.
Actually, away from the two things.
Oh, away from.
Oh,
Excuse
wait.
me.
N-
All right.
Hassani's standing at the location where the lottery is to take place. You guys are walking from the Tooth and Hookah. I heard not Hassani for a second.
Okay. All right. No worries. But as Hassani makes his way closer towards our group's location, standing almost a good head and shoulders above the crowd, you see a fairly bronze-skinned woman. Um, she's a bit odd in that her eyes are almost a glowing, intense gold, and she has scales on her shoulders, on her hips, on her forearms, and her hair is held back in many, many braids. capped with various different types of metals, but mostly gold. You seem to think she's relatively unarmored and seems to be carrying a fairly hefty pack. She kind of just raises her chin slightly in your direction, acknowledging the eye contact.
All right. I guess I'll go with Vex then. Best way to describe Vex in the moment, aside from being a very tall, dark-skinned tiefling with, in the sunlight, she is sparkling. She is looking around, very combination of curious, something else, and very probably as Hasani gets closer, he'd notice the scales at that point. She's got a longsword at her side, some very basic armor, but is mostly decked out as a what looks to be a performer. I'd say that works. I'd say that's about right. Whoever wants to go next.
Well, that would be our wonderful squeaky voiced rat. Since we're doing the entire 3-person group, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, standing next. Well, if you bother to look down from the two tall ones next to them, you'll see roughly a bundle of clothes and leather and clinking bottles that takes the shape of a humanoid rat with brindled fur and bright red eyes, constantly sniffing and looking about, and wondering with a wondering expression on his face, assuming you can read the expressions of a rat.
And who do we see approaching us?
We can start with Savoka.
Yeah, I was gonna start with me. Okay. God, I hate describing characters. Um, something that I'm awful at. All right, so from that direction, you're going to see a relatively short, compared to Asani, about a full head shorter, um, figure, locked to his arm with only their eyes visible, kind of wrapped in a myriad of gray, white, and kind of a little bit more silver or blue uh, uh, robes and clothing, with their every single part of their skin beyond their brow covered, and kind of weird, foreign-looking silver eyes. Kind of trying to avoid looking at the rat and the tiefling. So that's it.
Hasani is about. He's pretty lean, the size of an average male. The thing that would be most noticeable about him would be his messy white hair with a few in braided locks, and with eyes almost as gold as the coins in his pocket, was confidently strutting over in very loose-fitting white clothes, with a few leather attachments here and there, even a hide shirt with a relatively small to what you would normally see as a large tiger striding right next to him. That of an orange color. He's gonna make eye contact with Raja and just smirk and stride right on over.
Rasha raises a brow, but her expression goes from a very aloof, regal one to a merrily smiling expression when she sees the tiger by Hassani's side.
And Sonny's gonna walk up, and I'm assuming quite a few paces. I don't know how exactly the rest of the party's going to react. So if you want to say that, you can say that now before I continue.
I mean, Vex hasn't noticed. Hasani.
Ah, Vex. I think it appears that we have friends, or someone interested. Who knows, you're quite fetching under the sunlight.
Hmm? Oh, she'll turn around. That's okay. That's a big cat. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if X turns around, my character's actually going to be standing behind Hassani at this point.
Sonny's gonna kind of try to comfort Savoka behind him, and then he'll walk up to what appears to be the face of the party at the moment, which would be Raja, the one he locked eyes with. He's gonna smirk and say, I see that you're a band of very interesting characters. I assume you're here for the lottery?
Hi, we're just about to bring over there. Although, if you want to talk more, I think you should talk with my friend here. And Raja just very casually, just kind of slings an arm over Vex's shoulders, and she's like, "Well,
Uh, that is true. We are here for. Well, we're currently getting ready to head over. Yes, as she is watching the tiger. If I were to honestly, best way to describe how her tail behaves when she's not using it prehensilely is it follows a lot of cat body language.
Hosani's gonna notice that she is looking over at her tiger Batir. At
His
his tiger, yeah.
The
I
That's
got
fair.
the pronouns between the two mixed up. Anyway, I digress. He's gonna kind of smirk and just pat the tiger on the back. Well, if you really want to pet him, you can. He's pretty much tame for a tiger, I'd say myself.
gives you kind of a wide-eyed look. Okay, just approaches the tiger and then begins scritching ears.
As the tiger gets closer, Ricochet's going to take a few steps back and slightly behind Raja. It's like,
you're not a snack. Don't worry, little one."
of course not.
um,
Ricochet make him sick. He not bite me. But I don't like getting bit.
Savoka is going to kind
Stay
of
away.
look towards the tiger and the tiefling and just comment. It's been sleeping at my feet for the past almost. How long has it been? 30 days now? I
Yeah,
think it's been
just
30
about.
days.
And I'd say
Yeah.
Batir would probably stretch out a little bit since he's more on the lazy side in the heat of the sun. And he's gonna reach his hands out towards Vex, very slowly and very gingerly. So, you wouldn't mind if we would join you guys on this expedition, would you? And he takes her hand tenderly and kisses her fingers.
Um, sure. Kind of looks dumbfounded at what he's doing. He's like, I don't. She doesn't get it. I mean, more manpower, I suppose.
He's gonna smile at the rest of the party, making eye contact with the rat folk that appears to be hiding behind Raja, and just kind of wink towards his way, and then a more of a beckoning gesture to follow him over to the registration area with Savoka at his side.
It's just
I,
gonna
s-
start heading that way.
I
Do we?
suppose introductions are in order as they walk along. I am Raja, Raja Nebiat.
Ah, nice to meet you, Raja. He just looks up and smiles, very gingerly, noticing the very blue color in her scales and her hair.
Ah, well, my name's been given. Yes, I am Vex, and no, I do what I can for my end of the just being here with these two. Ends up kind of lightly patting Raja on the back as she's gonna kind of stride forward a bit towards everything.
Fair enough.
Savoka is going to go ahead and turn around and kind of look to the rest of the group. And my name is Savoka, and she's going to look down to the tiger, and he is Batir, and kind of immediately look away because of the rat and tiefling.
Good to meet you. And very good to meet you. And Raja is going to lean down and just smoosh Batir's cheeks a little bit and just pet him and just get right around the jowlers.
It's definitely going to be evident that Batir enjoys the attention, since he's a bit of an attention hog.
That sounds like a cat.
And he's just going to look up, kind of towards the sun, very pleased. And Sonny's going to turn towards the rat folk. And what about you?
Me? I am Rick Trick. Rick Trick
Oh,
Sling Scratch. I make potions and gifts. Would you like one?
oh.
Ah. Raja's like, Raja's just sort of gives.
As he just starts rummaging through the bottles that are hanging about him.
Raja just looks up Sonny and just kind of like, shakes her hand in front of her, like, no. But doesn't say anything. Just like, eh.
Kind of gifts.
Savoka is going to tug a little bit tighter and kind of just look back.
All I can say is Vex is halted and her tail is up.
Rick Trick make good gifts. They make you better. Usually.
Oh, usually.
No explosions this time?
Why, you want one?
No. I'm quite kidding.
I can make them.
Remember it, the conversation we had, just because you can doesn't mean you.
Will?
Yes.
No. I could teach you how to make them. Then you can.
Oh. That's an amazing offer. Hassani's gonna take the quote unquote gift and just smile with a sparkle in his eyes. Thank you,
Oh.
my friend. And I'm pretty sure I'd be quite surprised if none of you knew my name. I would assume that everyone knows at this point of the traveling merchant Hassani.
No one knows your name.
What would we need to roll to know that name?
Well, let's see. Do you have knowledge? Knowledge local. We'll
I'm a
just have
bard.
look.
I know all.
I do not, but I could roll a straight up intelligence check to see if I have heard of him.
Go for it.
I'm just calling him an idiot at this point.
Well, yeah, Rick Trick is the only one who thinks he has, and even then, it's like, no, I was thinking of someone else.
I can't say I have.
You.
Yeah, afraid not.
He looks a
You-
little
Nope.
defeated. Well, I would have assumed the charming merchant would have been mentioned at least throughout the town squares by now, but maybe they were too
Savoka is
obsessed.
just going to kind of like pull a little bit harder on his arm and kind of just look up towards him and just go, Hassani, I met you and you were selling sticks on the side of the road.
In my defense, they were pretty exquisite magical sticks. And who doesn't want a walking stick out in the desert?
We might have very different definitions of both magical and walking sticks. They all got shoved into your backpack, and I'm pretty sure all of them were broken within a day.
Don't sweat the small details.
Roger is just going to chuckle. Oh, Vex, you're going to have some very good company.
Oh, and
Sticks?
then you also
Oh,
were trying
boy.
to sell rocks. The only thing of value that you were selling was water.
Well, of course, I can't deprive the poor people. And what can I say? Batir
and you
likes
could also
rocks.
not, yeah, and you could
Gonna
also
scratch
not,
Batir behind the ears.
and you also could, not charge for water.
And in the middle of this wonderful interaction, you hear a distinguishing, booming voice from a wonderful woman as you see her approach the top of the podium at the stage and call for silence as a hush falls over all of the groups.
Party would just see Vex kind of focus in on this person.
Let me get perception checks because listen isn't a skill in this one.
And a perception check.
Yes. Damn, Raja.
Yeah, Hassani doesn't care who's
Clearly.
talking right now because it wasn't one of his party members at the moment. He's
Uh,
currently busy
Savoka is going to try.
petting
Savoka is
Batir.
going to try and direct you up to there.
well, as Hassani is the only one kind of going, okay, who is this? And the rest of you here whispered among the crowd. Oh, oh, wow, they got the high priestess to do this? Septi is. Oh, this must be a very interesting excursion they're about to have us go on. The high priestess is there. That means it must be good.
Real quick, can you write her name in the chat, or do we just hear High Priestess?
You do hear her name. I can actually write that out.
I'm one of those weirdos that likes to take campaign notes because I have the memory of a horribly impaired goldfish. So I would like to remember
Actually,
stuff.
goldfish have decent memory.
Yeah,
They do.
Yeah, they can
But
remember things for at least
there
6
is
months.
the note section in Discord if you want to just put notes for all of us there.
Yes, that's fine.
Oh snap! I'll do that then. Okay.
See, at least one of you guys takes notes. So that's better than most of the others.
Honestly, if there's someone who's a better note taker than me, I like to defer them as a record keeper.
Yes, and then we'll have everyone tell stories of what happened in previous sessions. So as the crowd falls silent, minus the few hushed whispers here and there about how interesting this new excursion might be, uh, you hear her once more ask for silence as she goes around and looks at each of the groups. It seems that we have a few groups who have yet to come forward and give their group name. Once more, we will be giving the sheet around. If you would please sign up, that way we know who to call. That would be much appreciated. We will begin in 5 minutes' time. Suggest you ready yourselves, because once your group is called, you will be setting off immediately towards your location. The rest of the groups start checking their gear, and the one man kind of walks around double checking the groups as he approaches the five of you.
Do we have any sort of name? And she's going to look to everyone else other than the rat.
And Hassani will look over and he's like, well, I think that the golden tigers might be something, but honestly, it's all up to you.
Vex is going to take the sheet from the guy while everyone's talking.
Sure.
I kind of like the golden tiger.
I'm horrible. Like above board, I am horrible at names for groups.
Yeah.
So, just trying to think of something that would fit for a group.
I honestly like the golden tigers.
You know, I like that too, actually.
I mean, Vex is going to start writing Hell or High Water, but she's listening to you right now.
Hell or High Water. My brain, Hell or High Tiger, because that works.
Can make Tiger High.
Yeah. No.
God damn it! Now my brain's going. Oh, hi, doggy.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Tiger.
I personally do like golden tigers. So.
Uh, Richard, Vex?
Whatever works. Looks at Richtrit.
Rick not Tiger, but name sounds good.
Then Golden Tiger it is.
As Vex will write it down and hand off the golden tigers on the sheet.
Yay!
Now the question is, do we make sure to get everything, rope and all that?
Okay. Um, I okay.
Neither of us can fly.
Yeah.
That is a
Savoka is
shame.
going to go ahead and kind of grab Hisani and then say, could you bend down a bit? I want to check the contents of my bag.
Sani bends down a considerable amount so that Savoka can start rummaging through her bag. As you notice, he's actually carrying 2 backpacks instead of 1.
Well, it's one backpack and a satchel, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess
Uh,
not even bends down, just squats.
and she's just gonna make sure that everything's in there and kind of pull out the rope and a little bit of like writing utensils and everything that's in there. Go ahead and close it up and say everything in there looks fine, and hope it's not too heavy. Reach. She's going to then kind of rummage through her hair, pull out a cold iron dagger, shove it back into its sheath, and then go ahead and you actually wouldn't see her rummaging through her hair, and then go ahead and bring the scabbard that she's wearing underneath the very outer layers of her clothing up to the top layer, just to make it easier to reach.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Richard, Vex, is there anything that you don't want to carry that you'd like me to?
Vex just kind of shuffles her light bag. I should be fine. And of
Alright.
course, when I say light, I mean light by hers and Raja's standards.
That's completely fair. Richard, any extra ingredients you want me to bring? And remember, it has to be in its own waterproof bag.
But I drink out of that one. And you said you didn't want to carry my ingredients.
No, I said I didn't want you to add anything special to our food.
You said you didn't want to carry my ingredients.
I
Said any.
You heard what you heard, my fuzzy friend.
I heard what you said.
No,
Not my fault. You said something else.
she actually makes that sound out. I'm just anyway. But aside from that, uh, if you need me to carry anything extra, just say the word. I'm more than happy to help.
That's why Rick Drit like you.
He gives him a very playful, just kind of like pat on his head, just ruffling his furs a little bit.
Alright. And Vex is back to staring up at the stage.
All right. So we are the Golden Tigers, and what are we going to do next? Just wait for Septi here.
We're like an old married couple.
I believe it's
Uh,
best we do wait.
I'm sorry. What now?
You two are like an old married couple.
Which
I
one?
didn't say that. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Well, you said
uh,
this.
You
No,
agree,
you
Chris?
In this case, it's more of a she plucked him. She was adopted by him after she plucked him out of the sand dune.
um, uh, Savoka is just going to kind of nod and say, I think it is going to be best that we wait at least a while, and or however long it takes for them to call us. I'm assuming we're going to be one of the last groups called, and then she's going to go ahead and pull the sword out of the scabbard and go ahead and just inspect it. If
Oh,
anyone leans close to it, there's a kind of engraving of the forest on the southern portion of Numeria being rustled by wind on it.
that is a beautiful blade.
Yeah, thanks. It was made by my father before I set out, and kind of gets shoved away.
Oh, this must be very precious to you then. I'll make sure to keep an eye on it so that others don't touch
Uh,
it.
she nods. And there's also almost 3 foot long black cord coming off the back end of it that she starts wrapping around her arm.
Very nice.
Hmm.
Roger's gonna
As
watch.
you
Oh, good.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, as they're doing that, Roger's going to set the pack down and just go through some different stretches, bending, probably in ways most people don't expect bodies to bend, and just kind of like, ah, that feels good. And he hears like some pops and cracks as she gets the kinks out of her joints, and stands back upright and puts the pack back on.
And as you put your pack back on, you see Sebti walk back up as a hush falls once more over the crowd. As she looks at the crowd and goes, "Let the lottery begin. Although many of you have requested specific sites to explore, we must leave these to the fates for your decisions to where you explore. The Lady of Graves is a far better judge of destiny than we of this mortal sphere. The gates of the necropolis will open at sunrise tomorrow. Use this day to prepare yourselves for the task ahead. Let these rules guide you in your endeavors. In this holy place, remember how this came to pass. Every slave's hut is a memorial, and honor the departed. May you go with the lady's blessings." And as she goes to sit back down, you see the two acolytes grab two almost, I guess you would call them pots, almost
Urns.
jars. Not really an urn, but we can go with urn. As they put down both of them, and one draws a site, as the other draws the name of the group. As you hear the first one go, "Well, this is for the tomb, and the Golden Tigers will be exploring it."
Ooh,
Right then.
tombs. Tombs are fun.
Guess Vexel. Oh, if they need anyone to go
Arm.
claim anything, I guess Vexel head that way.
Thank you, kindly.
As she would leave what she was unconsciously doing with her tail, which just looks like nothing, but really is her tail going through the motions of, okay, I need to organize this here, that there. Stupid diagram work.
Well, this continues on until all lots are drawn, and then Septi once more gets up and goes, "If the representatives of the group will please meet me up here, I shall show you a map and locations in which you may enter."
And with that,
And in
Vex is gonna head
doing
up.
so, that's when you see the wonderful map.
Hmm.
As you look to the north, you will see a walled off area. That is the necropolis. That is where you will be starting. Yours is, I remember, it is the wonderful, wonderful little uh, thing in the middle of the city. Because they never give an accurate description of where it's at.
Hmm. Okay.
And she hands you a small little map so you can, make your way through the city over there without having many problems.
All right then. Vex will simply give a respectful nod and head back to her group.
Doesn't the um Savoka is going to kind of once again pull on Hassani's arm and kind of look up and say, "Doesn't the tomb sound like a bit too important of a place for us to be going to?"
Oh, I wasn't listening.
Is just
Uh,
uh,
can I roll a history check to determine that or not?
Sure.
uh,
Want to tick?
God damn it, that
uh,
feels like character
she
for
is going to
Sonny at
just
this point.
she is just going to slap Hassani on the back of the head.
28.
4.
Well, in Arisian culture, every site is of equal importance.
Mm.
When it comes to, going through and finding more information of what happened, each site is carefully looked at by a group of highly trained adventurers to try and take it into a easier time and get bits of information from each place so as not to have a skewed representation of what happened through the plague.
So effectively, what we are doing is we are researching this place called the tomb. There are many other locations. They are all of equal import to native Assyrian culture. But we are effectively being requested to give an accurate representation of what happened. The fact that we even made it into the lottery, they're giving us faith that we will be as impartial as we can be about recording what happened after the plague.
She is going to nod and kind of just look at you and say, "It just seems a bit more foreboding than I was expecting."
Oh,
Sonny's gonna
it sounds
shrug.
delightfully dreadful. I'm so excited.
Uh,
Sonny's just gonna shrug. Another tomb is another tomb.
and
Right at that
Savoka's just
point,
gonna kind of
Vexel.
like look wide-eyed at Raja. All right, sorry.
About that time, Vex gets back. She's just gonna put the map in Raja's hand. I think you'll be able to read this a bit better than me.
Ah, oh, good. They gave us a map, and we can plan ahead. Above board, did they say anything about payment? Like, will we be paid by the city? Are we free to take what's there?
You are free to
How do
take
they
what
want
is
this?
there that you find.
Sorry, what was that?
You are free to take what you find.
Okay.
If I may, I know Vex would have done research into this.
Ah, perfect. Okay, thank you.
Uh, because I'm. Let me think here. Would be local, or can I roll her appraise on the knowledge of actually selling off what we find?
Well, that depends on what you find, because if you don't have what you can find, you don't know what to appraise. You can have a general idea that, there might be a couple salvageable weapons, maybe some gold.
More so
Like,
if there's going to be anything along the lines of auction or somewhere we can sell them.
well, there are plenty of stores that you can go and sell things. The church might buy one or two relics. Maybe a museum might.
Here, I'm just thinking that Hasani here seems to have a glib tongue, and it looks like you have an eye for gold.
Oh, you sure are clever.
Oh,
He
it's
just kind of smirks.
We should probably get moving then.
Aye, so we should take the day to probably get to know each other a little bit, do a little bit of shopping. They're not going to open the necropolis until dawn tomorrow. Isn't it?
Hello.
At this way.
Thank you. Should have sensitive nose.
Noticed. Oh, speaking of, before we do much else, now Vex, look at it. I've been meaning to ask you to buy these, and I'll even front the coin for this for you as well. But she looks over to Savoka and to Hisani. The deserts, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the desert storms around here. I would highly recommend acquiring goggles and a scarf that can filter sand. Your
Uh,
nose and lungs will thank you later.
Savoka is going to go ahead and pull off one of the scarves that's already wrapped around her neck.
Sonny's just gonna point to his own filtered scarf and just kind of smirk. Merchant
Very good.
attempts to come prepared here and there.
And you have one for the mass. Sorry, above where what was the name of your kitty? Attire?
Batir.
Does Bacteria have one?
No, surprisingly not.
Aw,
He does rather fine though. He
we should get
pats him on the back.
we should get the handsome man like this his own protection. And she just again, she's just like smooshing his face and just rubbing it, and just petting him. She's like, "Oh my god, you're adorable!" Like she's not saying it out loud, but she's like, the expression on her face is, "You're so cute."
He didn't even
Batir is extremely enjoying the attention. Never
the-
getting this much attention in his life so far.
Okay.
I mean, like, from everyone.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I know. Savoka's gonna reach out and kind of pet him, and just say he didn't even let him sleep inside until I came along.
And Batir's just gonna lean into Savoka's touch.
Oh, you are a very good tiger. She's gonna gently stand back up again. Oh, I think I might spoil him if you don't stop me. But in the meantime, what do you like to eat? I do enjoy cooking myself, and well, we can pick up many, many ingredients in the market.
Um, so long as it doesn't come from uh one of that thing's bags or lists of ingredients, I think I'll be fine.
Sonny's gonna, like, ruffle the top of her head. No, that was a little rude, to say the least. I personally will eat almost anything. Batir here has a peculiar appetite. He eats rather a lot, and will even eat bugs to a point,
Oh,
which is a little odd since most tigers don't.
Savoka is just going to look up at you and just say, um, have you smelled the thing that he handed you?
Yes, it was very fragrant,
Bad.
to say the least. He's gonna smile over at Rick Trick.
just
Sorry,
kind of just
Trick gives a big
facepalm.
toothy grin. Trick, good cook.
Trick is an excellent cook, but he needs to remember that not everyone has his palate.
I definitely
That's
don't.
not Rick Trick's fault.
Uh, About work, do you guys want to go shopping? Do you guys want to have characters get to know each other a little more? What do you guys want to do?
I might.
Definitely characters getting to know each other a little more,
We can
better
also
integrate
retire to the inn and do that.
yeah,
I might
better
actually
acquaintance
need
the
to get-
two
Okay.
groups. Yeah,
Real quick.
I
Oh,
might
continue,
actually,
Savoka.
I might actually need to go ahead and get a set of those goggles. This is one of the few things that I didn't bring along.
okay. In that
I
case,
might some as well.
right. Well, I'm going to go shopping. Does anybody want to come with me?
Why not?
Sonny will come mainly for the chance to look at wares and kind of people watch and get to know the big brute of the party.
Rex, do you want to come with us, or would you prefer to get out of the sun?
Looks up into the sky a bit. I will wait for you back at the inn. I'm going to get out of the sun, maybe perform a bit.
Okay, I'll see what we can do. And I'll do you have that scarf already, Vex, or do I need to get one for you?
She pulls out a scarf that she's probably had for last couple years.
Oh, very well. I was wondering if you needed a new one or not, but that seems serviceable enough. Richard, do you need more supplies, or are you good?
Could use more supplies.
All right.
Could also use scarf.
Uh,
Don't want to be eating sand dunes again.
Probably goggles would probably be wise, though. I did not think of those.
All right. And Savoka, was it? Yeah. You said you wanted to come with us.
she's just nodding.
Very well. And what about you, Master Batir? And she just reaches down and scratches him again, just very gently.
Batir is gonna respond with a large yawn, as he's not necessarily sure what she is saying.
Very good. And Raj's again. Raj's she's just going like seriously. If you don't stop her, Raj's going to spoil this tiger rotten. All right.
Savoka is just going to kind of lean down to the tiger and pet it on the head and just say in Celestial, I think she likes you. Probably not as much as me.
Batir's gonna walk up and kind of like headbutt the calves and possibly the thighs, depending on how tall Raja really is.
Raja is 6'3". She is quite tall. So
Yeah, then definitely probably the calves.
right behind the knees because that's like the perfect like tackle height.
Yeah.
Raja's going to laugh a little bit and just pat him. All right, Vex, will you be all right by yourself?
I should be all right. We know the
It's
innkeeper
such a
well
shame
enough.
that such a beautiful lady isn't gonna accompany me. He's gonna pound a little bit, seeing as
And
Vex is not gonna accompany them on the shopping trip.
Savoka's gonna hit you on the back of the head.
Did you hear that?
And Vex is just gonna not even notice the compliment of the moment. She's like, well, looks at the sun, looks at her skin. I think I'm good. And Dux is going to start heading back towards the inn.
Quite a little bit quieter. She as they're walking, Raja's gonna like almost kind of somewhat whisper down to Richard. You heard that, Richard? You're a handsome man.
Victor just smiles, and his cloak flutters a little bit.
Very good.
I'm surprised I didn't get protests from having slapped you again.
Sonny's just gonna rub the back of his head and just kind of pay attention to the other two party members.
All right, Trek. What would we need to roll to? I guess. Well, Raja's interested in getting goggles and groceries. What about the rest of us?
By groceries, do you mean weapons?
Sorry, what? Not?
By groceries, do you mean weapons?
Not really weapons. Raja's gonna. I guess we can roleplay over that. Like Raja's getting like spices and other stuff that they can add to trail rations, so to speak, and then make more food for the party. She has rations for herself. I don't know about the rest of the party.
Vex has got hers.
I have a
He
decent
does as
number
well.
of them.
All right, in that case, then she's probably gonna just buy a whole bunch of spices and whatnot, and probably get a whole bunch of flour. Raja doesn't. Well, I guess we can take a peek at weapons if you'd like. Richard, what are you looking for?
Hmm. For the moment, he'd be pretty much stocking up on his miscellaneous ingredients needed for his alchemy, and seeing whether or not he can find anything that would work for poisons.
Fair enough.
Mm.
I'm here purely for the goggles at this point.
Yeah.
I am somewhat interested in some sort of like oil or fire starting stuff, but I honestly don't think I have the like pushing it. Weight wise.
Fair enough. Let's see. Oh, while we're here, uh, Raja's horrible at this, which she's gonna try anyway. Can she talk to the locals a little bit about, like, like any local news, anything going on with what they know about the necropolis, where we could find out more information, stuff like that?
Uh, well, let's see. What would be the best way to figure that out? Actually,
Diplomacy is shopkeep time.
you know what? Yeah, we'll see what a little diplomacy check can get you.
Okay. 27.
All right. Well, most of the locals don't actually go in the necropolis. A few of the priests do here and there, but the church really doesn't like sending them because it is woefully understaffed to deal with the entire populace of the city.
I gotcha.
So what they know that's in there is buildings, and that's about it.
Hence why they're hiring us. Okay.
Yep.
Um. Uh. Would it be a perception check to find stalls that are selling goggles and/or scarves?
Oh, you can find plenty of them in the marketplaces.
Okay.
Each one has different wares. Come, come, let me show you these wares. Yes, yes. It's pretty. Nice jewelry for pretty lady. Yes, you want. Yes, take. Yes, take. Only 10 gold. Yes, take, take. It's only 10 gold.
Well, that's not rip off diplomacy. Haggle.
Yeah.
Shauna's gonna slip in and say, "That's a little bit of a ripoff for those, don't you think?"
No, no, no. It's genuine gold. Pharaoh wore it one point. Yes.
Ah,
Uh,
and you're selling it for only 10?
Sofoka's just going to kind of just start muttering some local insults in ancient Osiron. Kind of just.
I
Yeah,
take
and I bet
offense
your
to
mother
that.
wore
My
them
mother
too.
was a nice woman too.
Yeah, but she wasn't a pharaoh.
Yes, she was.
No,
Ah,
she
ah,
was
ah, ah,
probably nothing more than a slave.
I
ah,
hear
ah,
you.
ah, ah. Mind my sister. She's a little under the weather from the
Come,
heat.
come, get this racist out of here. Come, guards, come, come, come.
All right. How much would it be? Look at real quick. How much would it be for goggles?
Well, it depends. What kind of goggles are you looking for?
They're called grit goggles, or dust goggles. They're good for keeping sand and other crud out of your eyes.
Let's see.
Let me send you a link.
I have it.
Got it? Okay. They're called grit goggles.
Yep.
Sorry, someone might have knocked on our door real quick. Hold on a sec.
The only thing
What?
I'm finding
I
in the
got it.
grit goggles are traits.
There's the trait. And there's
We're probably gonna have to get linked up.
Hold on a sec.
actually.
Sorry.
Do you want me to post this in general, or where do you want to post it?
Yeah, yes, please.
Grit goggles.
That's a trait.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
trait.
oh, it's a trait. Oh, darn it. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
It's okay. Mm,
Clothing Pathfinder. Alright, let's containers. Face.
The closest that I can find are Kenneth goggles. They're typically from Eberron, but oh wow, yeah, no, we're not affording that. Nope.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
no.
nothing of this.
Goggles
There's
are
nothing
very
of this
expensive.
nature
Okay.
beyond goggles smoked, which is like the closest, but that is specifically, I think, meant to work against um gaze attacks. There appears to be nothing of this nature.
All right. Let me just do regular goggles.
So a set of regular goggles, I'll price it at 2 gold because I don't think there's anything in any of the books.
Okay,
for goggles.
and that works. We need a set. See, because we need a set for Savoka. We need a set for Richtrit. Um, above board. Given what Raja and Vex are, do they have enough of their draconic heritage to not really need them? Because, dragons and multiple eyelids? Or do they need those goggles?
They would still need them.
Okay.
But it's not like you would know that.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm just going to have them just in case because getting sand out of your eyelashes is a bitch. So, let's see. You said two gold each.
Yes, that is correct.
So that's it's Raja, it's Wilka, it's Vex, it's Richard. Asani, do you need goggles?
Mm,
Yes.
unfortunately, so. He kind of shoots a glance over at the merchant.
All right.
Assuming we're buying from a different one because I pissed off
Oh,
the last
yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the entire group just shuffled you off and went, "We're so sorry." They're not the brightest.
But she's getting the different goggles and whatnot. Uh, what would you like us to roll for haggling, so to speak?
We'll do diplomacy.
Diplomacy? Okay. Did it roll?
Hmm.
It did not. Wait. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay. Well, unless I get a natural 20.
I think I just did. Also, I may have rolled again. Sorry, I thought I didn't roll, so I clicked it again. So the first one is the one I rolled.
Yep, well, I didn't get that 20, so for you, for you, I make exception. I give you 1 gold. 1 gold.
That is perfect. And she puts down she actually puts down say what else does this is this merchant selling?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. What you look for? I give.
Uh she was looking for just like something that was either a bright teal, a bright purple, or a silver jewelry.
Eh, I might have something. Let me look. Eh, he kind of digs around a little bit and holds up a nice silver scarab, brooch. He's nice, yes.
That looking at it, is it does it look nice?
It looks fairly nice.
Can Hassani do an appraisal check for her?
Thank you.
I mean, can you? Are you able to?
Yeah.
Yay!
Let's see. Wow. Well, that was. Damn, you guys are wasting them early. Wait till we get to combat at least.
I'm worried now.
uh,
Ultron is like, oh yes, I'll get you all nice and primed, and then I'll wait until I get you in my clutches.
Well, as your appraisal check will tell you, it doesn't have any magic properties to it. It's just very shiny, and it seems to be around 3 silver.
mm. Okay,
Wonderful
so
craftsmanship.
Hassani's gonna kind of sit back and see what the asking price for it is before he says
Eh,
anything to Raja.
for, for a nice lady, very handsome man, eh, 2 silver. I make easy.
Oh, that sounds quite reasonable. She she
Mm,
she looks over at Raja, or not Raja, sorry. She looks over at Sani. My brain.
I'd say it's worth it for the most part.
Perfect. And Raja plunks down the 5 gold for the goggles and the 2 silver for the scarab.
There's only 1 gold.
Oh,
You're not paying for the
oh, still
goggles.
all of it. Oh, sorry. I thought he meant 1 gold for all. Like 1 gold for all of
One
it.
gold apiece.
Oh,
One
that.
gold apiece.
Yeah, that's why I was like 1 gold a piece. That's why I was like, whoa, that was a discount. No, but in this,
Oh, you're paying for all of us?
Yes.
yeah,
Oh.
she's plunking down 5 gold for the uh, come on, brain for the goggles, and then she's putting down the 2 silver for the scarab. Alrighty then, and she makes sure that the goggles fit people.
If you
You're
take
not
their nice little
taking off
strap,
her clothing
you can
and the sun.
nice little strap. Just you pull it, it tighten. Use that. Much easier.
going, she is going to nod and kind of recoil away from Raja if she tries to see if they fit on my character.
Oh no no like as soon as Roger sees that she's like understood. Instead she just hands over the goggles. There you go. Oh, before I forget, Hassani, Savoka, are either of you susceptible to heat or adverse to the sun?
Hasani is gonna kind of like put a thumbs back and kind of just like point at Savoka and not say anything.
Ah, Savoka, something I think you might want to invest in. Uh, I'm not sure if Richard can make this. Richard, can you make chill cream?
Beg pardon?
Possibly. Never tried. Never had reason.
Well, it is to answer any questions. It is a cream that many locals can put on to cool off, so to speak. If you're sensitive to heat, it will make you feel cooler as if you were in shadow in direct sunlight for about an hour, maybe two. It has about 5 uses a jar.
She is gonna kind of shake her head and say, "It's not the heat that's the problem; it's the light." And I think that I've been fine for the most part. But thank you.
Oh, very well.
It's not that bad. It's just painful.
Ah,
Hasani's gonna kind of ruffle her head. You're way too stubborn.
She's just gonna nod.
very,
Hasani's gonna roll his eyes and look towards Raja.
this
I
can be the same way. But you were saying, Hasani?
do thank you for purchasing both her and I's goggles. You're very kind.
I can be. And besides, we're going to be going into the necropolis. I'd rather us not have to deal with any sudden haboobs or sandstorms, which is
I appreciate it.
which is what they're called. Fun fact. But in the meantime, Rectorate, you said you wanted to grab supplies.
Yes, yes.
I guess we're gonna follow the rat.
Hasani's gonna start striding next to Raja instead of right next to Batir, but Batir's gonna fall behind, right behind the tail.
Meow.
Savoka's gonna turn around and pet the tiger for a second before turning around immediately so as not to get walked into anything.
Alright,
Richard's going to scamper off and just start looking for different oils, uh, spices, and other various desert plants, and potentially seeing whether or not he could find any like desert snakes or anything like that.
Snakes? In the city?
Sold as pets, sold as meat sometimes. He's looking for a live one because he wants the venom.
Yeah. That is going to need a perception check, so you can try and find some. Well, you can find the spice cart, but as for finding a pet seller or someone who might have snakes, you're not seeing any yet.
Good. Grab the oregano for your explosives. It's gonna be the little evil voice. Anyway.
So, what would you like to do since you found your spice cart?
Ooh, spices. I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of whole bunch of spices to add to my cooking kit.
What sort of spices do they have?
Well, let's see. What spices are in Pathfinder is the real question.
Drugs. No, I
No, the
mean that's
spice
probably
already flows.
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably the things that are called spices are mostly going to be drugs.
No, there's actual prices for spices under food.
There it is.
I think it's mostly based on how rare they are in the area, though.
Yeah.
And some of them will be extremely rare. Because it is a desert. Not many things grow in desert.
I'm expecting every single spice that you guys are going to be getting is either going to be spicy or spicy.
Going to
Hence
be
the name
spice,
Spice.
spice, or spice. Well, there's the beauty to what I have. Let's see. Uh, well, they have this wonderful black cumin. It's kind of just sitting there. Mm, They have some cloves and a little bit of cinnamon.
One second. Be right back.
Oh, he's looking at actual spices. Give him a sec.
Well then.
Wonderful. Yeah, actually, that does sound good. Spices. Wonderful, wonderful time to see because I'm kind of mad Pathfinder doesn't have a list of all the spices, but they do in a different place.
The archives in Netherslav a bit more.
Yeah. Hey.
Richard is paying more attention to the cumin and the cinnamon. Like, how much for these? How many shinies?
Well, for the cumin friend, eh, 20 gold. For cinnamon, I give to you 18 gold.
That is much too high for cumin. Cinnamon, I could understand what with being the tree, but cumin? Can I roll diplomacy?
20 gold for how much?
I was about to say.
Cumin, it'll get you 14 meals.
For
I think that is in. I think that's a bit too much for a bit too little. And
He's very good though. He's very rare to get here.
is it?
can I roll a knowledge? Would it be knowledge geography, or what would it be to determine A, how rare it is, and B, how much it actually would go for?
Local geography.
Well, we'll start with nature to see if you know the location for it.
Fair enough. Or would it be a geography, or you said nature?
Yes.
Okay, nature. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't have ranks in it, but I could roll it if you want to.
Why am I doing this? We got Asani here. Asani, save me!
Why do you do this?
Uh,
He's gonna look over and try to think exactly where he's seen
no.
some before.
Can I roll this like without ranks in it or no?
Yes, you'd only get pretty much up to a 10 for your knowledge check and
Damn it, I
information.
rolled low.
Uh, well, who has ranks in it is the question.
Neither of
No
us.
one.
Effectively, only the bard, and even I don't have ranks in it.
Yeah.
You're
Rick
not
is
really sure if it's local,
Hmm.
but it does sound exotic.
I'm still gonna try and talk him down if given the chance to, even a little bit.
I mean, you can try.
Ana's just gonna sit back and watch Raja and Savoka battle it out with the merchant trying to talk him down.
So, uh, Sofoka's going to kind of like lean over to Raja and kind of just say, "So you're the local one here. How rare do you think this spice actually is?"
out of character. You asked this after she just
Oh,
stepped away.
okay. I'm sorry. I'll ask it again.
Well, in her defense, she's been left unsupervised.
Oh.
Is it cool if I have Richtrit roll his intelligence nature?
Oh,
Sure.
Mort.
Again, it doesn't sound like it's from here. It sounds exotic.
okay.
That's why I love it.
I'll wait for a local to show up again.
Local.
And she just sat back down.
Okay. So this was mentioned pretty much right as you were getting up, and I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Savoka kind of moved up towards you, kind of looked up, in a hushed and said in a hushed voice, um, so you're the local one here. How much do you like? How rare do you think that this spice actually is? Have you ever encountered it before here, or what?
Uh, with my knowledge of nature, what did I get? I don't know.
No, she's still going to ask it.
Okay. Well, given that Raja likes to cook, she's worked with a lot of different spices. Would she know, like, hey, come on, dude, stop trying to jip us?
Has she ever used
Yes.
that ingredient before?
Yes, she has. She has.
Well, she can make an appraise check to see if she does know the true price of it.
That's fair. 20.
Dragon senses go.
That sounds about right. Yeah, 20 seems about right. It's
Now,
not really from the area. It could be
it was
more or less. It could go either way.
um it's 20 gold for an ounce or 20 gold for how much?
20 gold for 14 uses, which I believe
That'd
is
be 14 ounces, okay? Because it's roughly about an ounce a use, I believe.
Um,
something like
That's
that.
a
It's
lot.
weird.
do we want to go ahead and get half a thing of coupon?
Tell you what, good sir. I tend to like to cook a lot, so if we buy in bulk, could you, perchance, give us a little bit of a break? We're about to go into the necropolis, and I don't know when we're going to come back out again.
I mean, I have to make money. I have living I have to make, right?
All right.
Oh, I know, but at the same time, we're providing your city an invaluable service.
Okay. All right.
But you want me to go out of business. You want me
No.
to
Oh, you're not going to
starve.
go out
You
of
want
business for
me and
tourism.
residents to die. It take a lot of money to get over here.
Diplomacy.
I'm giving you a deal by selling for 20.
Okay.
No,
No. All right.
13.
All right. Okay. All right. We want. All right. I think we would be fine with a smaller amount. Do you think you would be willing to buy, let's say, willing to sell us half that amount, for like 8 or 7 gold, maybe 9.
Let's see.
That's social roll.
Would that be a diplomacy check?
I think it would be.
Okay, tell you what. You seem like nice people. You doing city service by going to Necropolis. Uh, I give you half for half. Fair enough now? You happy? I happy?
That is perfectly good. And then, well, I s-
Mm. I still want to roll diplomacy.
okay, roll it.
Okay. I'm probably gonna roll like, oh.
There you go. Yay, Savoka! Woo!
Big numbers.
I give you half. You give me half. You pay 10. You get half ounce. Simple.
9.
10.
Hmm.
9.5.
And nine and 5 silver.
9, 7 silver, and 5 copper.
You would be willing to pay that instead of the 10.
That's completely fair. All right.
Somewhere.
Hisani's gonna just put his hand in his face in his hands and just
Somewhere off at a table. Vex feels like someone is thinking that she should be there.
Can Roger make a reflex save to grab Rick Trip before he does anything?
Sadly, no.
Rick Trip. Bonk. Just not enough to actually hurt him, but enough to give him a bonk on the head.
Hey, what are you doing? Thief!
He is not the
I must tell
thief.
you no more. You keep thief in person.
He is not the thief.
This thief, he tried to steal my ware.
He was trying to examine it.
Examine it. Sniff. Neat smell.
Thief
Can I roll a diplomacy?
is thief. You can try.
I may be a rat, but I am not thief.
21.
So I would try and assist.
Oh, are you the 8 another action?
Yeah, 8 another. That's what I mean.
+2, so that'd be a 23 for Roja.
Now it's supposed to.
Now it's a +2. That's fair.
You keep thief away. I sell you now for 10.
All right,
Okay.
Remember the rules.
You know what we do to thieves here.
That's why I said, hand in pockets.
Retreat, not thief.
I know you're
Examining.
not. I know you're not, my friend. I know you're not. You're just examining it.
Big man not like rats.
Nice
We're
effort.
laughing.
Why am I imagining that example? But just everything else freezes. He turns to him, throws out wings, and hisses, and it goes back to normal.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible because he actually got red.
He very much could.
If I see that, I am probably going to like lose it in character.
Alright, hold on.
He doesn't furl out the wings, but they do flutter a bit as he hisses.
What is the
Alright,
rat
Matrix,
have
alright.
wings? What does the rat have wings?
Because he's thief.
Are
Geese
there
have wings?
Logic.
Sonny starts kind of thinking over his life choices.
you're the one who said hello. No,
Maybe
but
Richmond wants a gift. Shake?
Is this a better topic for when we get back to the bar?
this might be when we get back to the Nuka. Are there other spice sellers that are out of earshot of this dude?
There are a few scattered around here and there.
Do
Uh,
they look like they have or would I need to roll perception to see if they have better or more wares than this guy?
it all seems to be a varied mix. Some have a couple spices he doesn't. Some have the same. But with the Call of Thief coming out, a lot of people are now a little more wary of your small band.
One of these days, she looks at him. Very well. She's gonna plunk down. She's gonna plunk down 20 gold, and pretty much ask for the equivalent weight in the different spices that she needs for cooking.
Given the most complicated cappuccino order.
Oh, I totally am at this point. I am
Just
chaotic
to-
awful bitch.
Just to spite him.
Oh yeah, and she is giving him money, but she is going to make him work for every single gold.
All right, so what spices do you want?
Make it remeasure. It
Uh,
remeasure.
She's gonna grab some basics, especially for the region, but she's gonna get let's see, turmeric. She's gonna get some let's see, turmeric, cumin, probably some different styles of peppers. She's also probably going to get some healthy smattering of desert sage. Probably going to get some. I don't think they really have a lot of rosemary in this region, but I know that they definitely have some other. Let's see, they probably have tarragon. They probably have. Well, actually, question: is Assyrian more Mediterranean? Like, because it's closer to the. It's on the north coast of Guernsey.
Well, the horrible part is, I'm gonna have to come up with pricing for some of this.
Sorry, curveball.
I'm just imagining this though. You're doing it. You're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Sonny's gonna
Uh,
kind of
I mean,
wander
hey.
away from the band along with his tiger.
That's
Try and
adorable.
not stick out with them too much now after the thief call was
Yeah.
made.
I mean, I kind of wish I'd had Vex there for that. Oh, as soon as he did the whole thief with wings thing, Vex would have been like, "Oh, so all creatures with wings are thieves? Is that it?"
Ah, there we go.
Just fuck with him.
Okay.
you are a tiefling. You are a thief, ain't you?
Oof, rough.
And then it's just like,
Oh, I
I
did
am
not know that
offended.
above board. Wow, I didn't know that all the people of Wati were racist. I'll be sure to let other travelers know when they visit. Anyway,
Oh no, that's the best part. You can end the order off with that once you got your shit.
pretty much.
Um,
No, but not to make life hell for the GM. She's looking just to keep things simple for you. She's looking for cumin. She's looking. Actually, I'll just type it in the chat for you. Hold on.
Well, the cumin is 20 for 14 uses. Is for
We're getting 20 up to 20 gold of spices. So
9 different measurements.
yeah.
it's the wonderful thing because I was pretty sure in the arms and equipment guide that they had a full list.
All right, there you go. Those are the stuff that she's looking for, and she's gonna get some smaller amounts, but then she'll see if she has anything left over for a Rick Trit, and she knows that she's good for the gold from Rick Trit, so she knows that Rick Trit will pay her back.
Let's see. Okay. Because I'm just gonna do the thing that should have it. Food and try. That's where it should be. That should be where it's at. Okay. There we go. I have a full list of shit. So again, cumin is 14 uses. I'm trying to think what that would be ounce wise because it's way too much for me to think because they never put a weight on there. So for 7 uses, he'll do it for 10 gold.
Mhm.
For the cinnamon, let's see. It's 18 for 10. Sure, that'll be 9 gold for 5 meals for it. For tarragon, it's 1 gold an ounce. So that would be, I think that would equal out to 5 meals, I think is what it goes to. Sage is a silver for an ounce, again, 5. Uh, Turmeric. Surprisingly, you're not going to be able to afford turmeric.
Is that too out of the way?
It's about 25 gold for an ounce.
Oof. Okay, so no
Yeah,
turmeric
yeah.
then. Okay.
It's for allspice.
Just keep things simple and that we can keep roleplay going on.
Doesn't have any actually, which sucks.
Oh darn, because that one I know that actually grows. I think is native to that region. Um, but just to keep things simple and just onto that, with the exception of turmeric and allspice, do you want to just say that for the 20 gold she gets about roughly 6 ounces of each one?
I can math it out
Yep.
roughly after this for then you're putting in 20 gold in total.
Yep, she's putting in 20 gold in total, and she's also getting a little bit more cumin and cinnamon for retreat. Hence why the 20 rather than just 10.
Okay.
Uh, for the cinnamon, she's probably gonna buy the stick rather than the ground down stuff. One, because it allows Richard to grind it himself, but two, it's a bit cheaper. But what?
No, I'm just imagining the whole thing of no, not that stick. That stick has a withered end. Get a different one.
Oh God, she's. Don't tell me that. I'll just no. She would. She's nice, but a little bit. She's pulling a Karen.
Yeah, and she's doing it for the right reason. This guy's an asshole.
Yeah, Hasani's trying to not dissociate himself with the party at the moment in the bazaar.
These people, I just walked by them. It's a little bit
Nah,
Along with his
I
tiger, because he's just like,
and Savoka because she fucked off with you.
Okay.
Just imagining the whole thing.
Actually, what is Richard doing?
Just like
At this point, Rick Trick would probably just uh, probably just disappear, and just Raja would know where to find him, basically back at their inn.
Okay.
But he would pretty much just stealth out.
All right.
Hmm.
Wow. Peace out, guys.
Deuces.
Sorry, I'm just imagining like the piano keys like as he just sneaks away.
I just imagine him just like basically blending into the sand, just going like right under.
The funny part is, I thought you got rid of Skulker, and yet here you are, skulking away.
Did not take Skulker. Just happened to be small.
I know, that's the joke. You got rid of it, and yet you're still skulking away. Alright. So then I can get you that list after game because I have to math now.
I was about to say like let's say that for after game. Either way,
Uh,
Raja pulled a Karen, made the guy work for every single copper, and is like, and as she's leaving the stall, she's just like, no, be sure to let people know that the people of Wati are so warm and so racist. Thank you so much for your understanding.
Bite me. Your red
Sure.
friend try and steal.
Can I roll
And keep him.
Can I roll an intimidate to have
Intimidate
Raja
with
smile?
intimidate with the teeth. Yes.
Go for it.
Come on.
Oh, 7.
Aw.
But she gives him a very fangy smile. Oh, please, please. When the guards come, she just smiles at him. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to smile at him, showing off her fangs.
Your mind trick no work on me. I've seen scarier snake thing.
Did he say? I'm sorry. He said. I actually didn't understand that. What was that?
He's seen a scarier snake than you.
I need to get up and use the bathroom. I'll be back in a moment. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. She just smiles and just walks off.
And Sonny's probably gonna wait around the corner for her.
Actually, I'm gonna. Would Raja be that petty though?
I don't know, would she?
You know what? It's a creative use of the mending spell, and it would be for flavor.
Hmm.
For mending, it allows the repair of items and like when it comes to clothing, can it like restitch things, so to speak?
Hmm.
I think I see where you're going, but go on.
But was that a yay or nay?
You know what? I will allow it as a creative use to the spell.
Okay, cool. The dude has a wedgie as she walks away, and we're talking like not quite over the head, but enough to make him waddle.
Oh.
I just sewed the back. So in other words, I just sewed the back of his britches shut, and he is now with a waddle as he has his pants on.
What?
I made a creative use of the mend spell, and the spice seller is now has a waddle as his undergarments got stitched to his pants, and he is now waddling.
Oh,
And she's walking back to the group around the corner.
okay.
Magical wedgie.
Oh, that is an amazing application of that spell.
It's one allowance for it.
Thank you.
This is a creative use.
That's why I always
It's got a
change.
smile out of everything.
But anyway, she turns around the corner. Would I need to roll perception to find Hisani again and Savoka, or are they out in plain sight?
Hassani is out in more or
We're
less
both
plain
out
sight.
in plain sight, and my character wouldn't be trying to hide at all.
Sorry about that. Normally, Richard is much more discreet, and his attention span isn't the greatest, but he means well.
That is something we definitely have to work on.
Oh, I've been trying for 2 years. If
Oh,
you can get through to him more than Vex and I have, you'll have accomplished a miracle. But from what it looks like, she looks around. It seems he has probably gone back to the inn to talk with Vex. Sani, Zvoka, is there anything else that you would like to get while we are here?
I'd rather stay away from prying eyes at this point.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of shake her head no.
Very well. She's gonna look around. I could potentially spend. Yeah, I'll buy some. Where could I find chill cream?
Let's see. Um,
Well, he had some in his back pockets, but now it's in his anus.
Never mind.
I don't get it.
Oh no.
Uh, she's gonna buy some chill cream for Vex because Vex plus the sunlight equals too hot.
Oh, understandable.
To be fair, Vex is almost what, pure black.
Yeah, no, she blends in very well in dark spaces.
Fair enough.
The only way she would blend in well, she was a really dark blue.
Like really dark blue,
Hmm.
and then be like, oh my god, perfect shadow.
Wonderful. Is now all the alerts for the weather are now starting to pop up on my phone. Oh, I love living in this place.
Lovely, 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 lovely.
Yes, it is. Wunderbar.
Je n'ai marre.
Ow.
Let's see. There's a small apothecary in the middle of town that you might be able to go to.
Hmm.
Maybe they hold it, maybe they don't.
She's gonna go there. Oh, Hassani, you seem to talk a fair stitch better than I can. Do you think you could potentially talk them down from the price if we find some chill cream?
Potentially. It shouldn't be too hard.
Oh, thank you much. And I guess they make their way there.
Yes. Woohoo.
Hasani's gonna pull Savoka along.
Savoka was going to be pulled along.
Oh.
Okay. Do we get to the shop?
No, you all die in a fiery acid pit on the way there.
Damn
Hey, resistance fine. Okay.
it. Roll new character.
Now!
Oh.
Ah,
Mm,
I made Rajan her twin brother. No, just kidding. No, okay, so they probably arrive. What would I need to roll to look around, browse, see if I can find some?
Well, you could always ask the shopkeep if they have any.
That's fair. Excuse me. Man, woman.
Yes,
Comrade.
darling.
No, I was asking about where. Are they male, female, or whatever?
They are a lovely older woman.
Pardon me, madam. Uh, did you happen to have any chill cream in stock?
Yes, I might have some.
About how much?
For you, 16 gold.
Oh,
Teen gold.
that is most generous. It normally goes for much more than that. Of course. And let's see. I actually am keeping track of how much gold I've spent so far.
You heard I said 16, right? Not teen gold.
Yeah, it was 1-6, not 6-0.
Yeah,
Yep. And that's why I said it was most generous because like it doesn't chill cream normally go for like 25.
sure. Yep, we'll go with that.
All right. So she smiles and she's like, "No, that works quite beautifully." How much does this woman have?
That depends. How much are you looking for?
Each thing has I think it's like it's 5 uses per thing, and she is looking for 2.
Hasani's just gonna kinda butt in a little bit.
Go for it.
Um Are you sure you can't sell a little more for a little less? He's gonna point over at Savoka.
It's
My sister struggles desperately in
Mm.
the sun,
Ah,
and
it is
I don't
fine.
think that
It's
we can necessarily buy enough. He's gonna grab
That's
Savoka and hold her really close
because
and kind of
um,
squeeze her a little bit. I
uh,
don't think that we necessarily would have enough as we explore the
um,
necropolis and walk out in the desert to
I
keep
am
her from fainting.
trying to move away from you at this point.
All right. So let's see. It'll
Directly
be a
recoiling.
CMD. Uh,
CMB versus CMB
yeah,
bluff.
CMD versus CMD. This is gonna be fun.
I'm gonna roll my
No,
CMB.
no. So we're gonna have our wonderful Hassani roll his
Mine's 15.
CMB.
And then it has to meet or beat the.
I'm stuck
It's
there.
no, come
Oh.
here.
It's hug. I think the only thing I can think of to follow that up with that bit of talk is a bluff.
Angry kitsune noises.
Actually, that would be the next, as they are trying to find that is hole in study.
Sorry, above board. What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a bluff. Asani.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh! Not your sister.
Not just gonna raise an eyebrow.
I am not
Okay.
his sister, and I don't need any. Please stop lying.
Young one, you know, it is not nice to tell lies to elder. Very wrong.
I'm very sorry about that, ma'am. Tell you
And their
what.
price
Yeah.
was reasonable, anyways.
Oh, hush. Ignore them. She's
What?
going
I was
to.
trying to compliment her. This is very good price. I wasn't saying
Oh,
anything
oh,
bad.
sorry. I thought you said something else. My bad. I'm sorry.
No.
No,
Sonny's gonna put his face in his hands. It's like, oh.
sorry. Above board, I'm slightly hard of hearing in one of my ears because a kid screamed into it. So if I say something weird, I apologize in advance.
Okay.
Sorry, Smoka. I didn't mean it.
Alright.
It is more than a fair price, and I have the gold as of right not to pay for that. She looks over to. Let's see, you said it was 16 for two tubs or two small tubs of this thing
For one tub.
for one tub. Okay, 16, so it's plus 32. I'm still good. Okay. Raj is gonna pull out the money and she's gonna plunk down 32 gold on the counter for the woman, making sure to show each stack appropriately.
You come back nightfall. I have second one ready for you. You take this one now. Okay?
Oh, thank you very much. And might I know your name, madam?
Angela.
Ah, thank you very much, Angela. I'll make sure to come back.
Sonny's gonna kind of push Savoka at an arm's length away from him.
So,
And with that, we'll have a little fun as we're following the wonderful Vex in her time in the wonderful
Oh.
inn.
Let's see. She's mostly just looking at probably whatever notes she does have for performances. Like, okay, just did this one last night, so I only need to do a short one today. And she's kind of waiting for everyone to come back before really kicking off and then going to bed. So she's basically probably at whatever counter or bar there is. As this is probably the one place in town she would perform regularly.
Actually, it is.
So very likely she either knows whoever the most commonly working bartender is well, or even the owner.
Well, she wouldn't know them per se.
Not really like she'd be on talking working terms with them.
As soon as it wants to load while I'm trying to switch over.
She wouldn't know
Because
them that well, though.
can't have anything special without anything going, completely wrong with Roll20. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna do this the old-fashioned way then. Human. Faster than slow while I can load up the page, please. Thank you. Where is... There it is. Finally move it over.
Mm.
There you
Lovely.
go.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sorry it's not the greatest.
It works. Slightly.
I try so hard.
Uh, let's see. Might need. You're probably gonna need Groovy for that. I'm about to do something. Whenever, no, once the party's settled down and she's actually talked with them again. She's doing the other bard thing of, okay, what have I done recently? What haven't I done recently?
Who haven't I done?
No, that's not her type of bard.
I was about to ask.
I love
Hard
that.
humor.
I love that.
Everyone loves it till you catch a disease.
That's why you dip into paladin.
Or monk.
Or monk.
Oh, do monks not catch diseases?
They do not.
Later on in
That's a
later
pretty
on
big
in
dip,
the
though.
tree.
Oh, that makes more sense though.
But I mean, a bard who can punch people and sleep with them?
Hey.
I'd rather run around with that proper weapon, but yeah, still. Weapon's better than punching. I'm sorry.
Someone's compensating.
No. Okay, listen, one of them has a ×2, the other one has a 19 through 20. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Again, it's okay. You can compensate. The rest of us just have our fun. Because who doesn't want to fist it?
wow. Mikey dinner.
I don't. Not me.
I have so many jokes. I have so many jokes that
I'd
I'm.
rather not get punched.
So what has Vex been doing?
Well, Vex, you've seen a lot of traffic come and go throughout the bars. It's a lot of these groups have had a few members run in and out constantly. No one really stands out to you, per se.
Right. Good to know.
So
That's
you're gonna
always good.
drink? You're gonna order something? You're just gonna sit there?
Well, honestly, I could use that. I could use a glass of wine, to be honest. I need to get my nerves. And she's gonna look at the bartender.
Well, what you wanna drink?
Nothing too crazy. I just need something. It's one of the sweeter wines you've got in.
Let's see. We got that. No. This pretty dry. Let's see. No, no. Uh, no. Oh, you want wine or mead? That's better question.
Eyes glaze over for a second. No, mead. Mead's better. just with the time she did spend.
We have nice honey and orange meat. Very sweet, very sweet. Very expensive though. Not a lot of orange here.
I'll just take one
Very
mug for
nice.
now. I just need to get my. I need a light buzz before I perform.
Okay. Uh, that be 5 silver.
All right, she'll set that down.
You very nice, lovely uh, person.
It's all right. I get that reaction from a lot of people.
I wonder
I.
why. Must be the tail.
Hmm, it is an
I'm
asset when I
afraid.
need it, though.
Eh, how so?
And whenever the mug gets set down, she'll pick it up with her tail and start drinking while just having a pretty normal conversation with normal hand animation to it.
So are you like crocodile mixed with monkey?
Not quite. Uh,
So you crocodile. Walking, talking crocodile.
my my father wasn't exactly the best, but you're not sure. Let's call him a big, grumpy crocodile, considering he lived in a swamp. That's
So your
fitting.
mom fuck crocodile.
Not not by choice.
See?
It was, what I understand, coerced.
So she giant bet and he crocodile. They fuck, give you wing
Hmm,
and tail.
not quite. I don't have. Oh, remember, Vex does not have wings.
Right, she doesn't have wing. They give you horn and tail, yes? Crocodile and some
No,
goat.
but I understand my mother is. Yeah, some. Fair enough. You know what? Just because I don't feel like going too deep into my family history because it's a whole mess that I don't understand. All I
What?
know
Is
is
something wrong?
no, it's nothing with you. It's just it's a family history that is complicated that I don't know who most of them are.
Sounds like you need more than just drink. Sounds like you need pitcher, a full gallon.
Perhaps I might get some of this to go into the necropolis tomorrow. Quite good.
Oh, thank you. It's personal recipe, made made by hand, ferment many years.
Hmm. I doubt if father might have liked it.
And I don't know any crocodile who drink.
Oh no, no, he was a dwarf. The
So
crocodile.
mother crocodile.
I didn't stick with the crocodile. I was thankfully taken under the wing of a very kind dwarf.
Dwarf no have wing. They
Maybe
have
not.
beard.
Maybe not wing. You know what? Sure. Under the beard of a very kind dwarf. She's just gonna laugh at the comparison to under the wing metaphor. I never thought about that metaphor that way.
Flying dwarves. Yeah, that's a great scary thing. It's like flying rats.
Oh no,
Oh
it's
wait, we
scary
have a
because
flying
if they
rat.
no, think about it. They spin their beard like a helicopter, just using their hands to open it in front of their eyes.
Oh, man. That'd be scary.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So while that conversation's happening, and an interesting, well, you're a crocodile. No, I'm not. I'm something else. We're gonna go to our wonderful pigeon. I mean flying rat. I mean Rick Trick. So
See?
after he slinked off after being accused of being a thief. Uh, where's he been disappearing to?
Richter would have made his way back to the was it the Tooth and Hookah? Since at the moment he knows that's where Raja and Vex are staying, so he'd be heading back there.
As, as he walks in the door, he hears this dwarf have wing? No, dwarf have beard. Conversation as the barkeep and Vex start erupting in laughter at the thought of a dwarf with wings.
Yeah. Flying dwarfs. Oh god.
Flying dwarf, we already have problem. Don't need,
Oh.
don't need flying dwarf.
Oof.
Yes, yes, you, Rata, come in, take seat, take seat.
Next, I
What
look
get
over her
you? What
shoulder.
you want?
Oh, Richtrit.
Hey,
As
Vex.
she'll motion with her tail, which is still holding what is I'm guessing a tankard towards
Oh
the
yeah.
towards the stool next to her. And then she'll take another drink from it.
Vex still need to teach Richter how to do that.
A lot of work, and you really just need the. I don't know, I've been able to do it for. I'm not sure. It's a lot of muscle control. At least that's what they told me back at Bard College.
You
Hmm.
went, you went school? Richter's
Yes.
self.
Uh, it was, well, kind of eyes up, roll them back and forth a bit. Started about 4 years back, I graduated. And then I came out here. Here. Uh, She'll let Rick have a quick taste of what she's drinking. What do you think? Kind of a. It's an orange and honey mead.
Richter takes a sip of the drink. He's like, hmm, needs flavor. It's a little too sweet.
Fair enough. I'm probably going to get some to take into the necropolis.
Hmm.
As the bartender's probably off doing what the DM's doing and peeing. Despite going to college, I still have trouble performing. At least for crowds.
Can't sing?
No, just nerves. I'm feeling a bit better now that I've had this, as she's probably about halfway through her tankard.
Yes, meat very good. Rat one try? Rat one drink. I give him drink, yeah? He buy drink.
I'll buy his drink. I'm performing anyway. Yeah.
Same price.
I shall.
Very, very nice friends. No, you know what? Take one off. I give you discount. Very nice person. Make me laugh.
Much appreciated. I don't believe I got your name.
Oh, he's Mikhail.
Mikhail. Good name. I like. Might name one of my gifts after you.
Uh, thank you.
Well then, Vex is just gonna stretch a little. Once I finish this up, I think I'll get where I normally am. Kind of eyes over near the fireplace, as that's kind of a central area to get people's attention for performing.
Wonderful.
Can make
Mikhail
sparkler.
kind of
Oh,
watches you guys enjoying your drinks.
At that offer, Rick, she just looks at you. No need. I'm always shiny. And she'll shake her hair a bit.
Where sparkle come from? That come from
Oh,
crocodile or dwarf?
oh,
Dwarf put gem in hair.
not quite. We get a little help from him on that, but the gem itself, that's a story in its own. See, my father, the big angry crocodile, had a gem in its possession that it was very fond of. Since he wasn't very good to me as a child, I took it when I left. I had it
You
ground
steal
down
from
into this
father?
dust.
Why steal from father?
Well, let's see here. One, and I believe you'll agree with me on this, he was a filthy necromancer.
Necromancer no good. Very bad. Downright evil.
The only reason I understand what those things are saying is because I had to live with them for years as a child.
You not undead, are you?
No, no. Tiefling. My mother was like me. My father, well, we call him a crocodile. He was a big, scaly beast in his own right. Best way to put it, big, evil, necromantic dragon. Quite alive. In fact, I'm gonna
Yeah,
roll her diplomacy. If she's being honest, is kind of pouring out her story a little. And she's telling it.
I mean, if
Good.
you're being honest, you didn't have to roll anything.
No, but in a way, it's trying to get the point across that, yeah, she's not with him.
So, big bad crocodile. You
Effectively,
steal from, you take, you become good person. Yes?
yes. As she'll take her sword up in its scabbard and show him the holy symbol of Shellen that is on its pommel. I was, well, my Bard College was funded by Shellen. So, and the old dwarf who looked out for me was one of her paladins.
So is that like pet?
Oh no, he's just a good friend. He's actually, when he gets it right, his concoctions are incredibly brilliant.
Hmm.
Sometimes there are mistakes, but we all make mistakes.
Above board mistakes were made. Boom. Inboard.
And as you finish telling your story, you start to see he's walking around, starting to light a few of the lanterns as patrons slowly start filtering in. And I take it at this time, you guys have been done exploring the city, gotten your second set of chill cream, and are now making your way back to the inn.
No, and I
Yes.
did
Yeah.
want to yell at Hassani a bit.
All right ahead.
Am I
Love to hear it.
am I listening to Savoka like a bitch Hassani out like
It was it's basic. Okay. So
oh
for
teasing?
one,
Actually, hold on a sec. I'm
I
going to turn up your volume real quick.
oh,
I want to.
sorry. Okay.
There you go.
All right. First off, I am not your sister. Second off, stop lying. Third off, I still like you, and she's just gonna get closer to him after having been pushed away. Unless she
He's
gets
gonna
pushed
push her away again. No, no, no. You could have helped. You didn't help. And therefore, Raja got completely gypped on the cream. How do you feel about yourself?
That was seemingly fairly. That was honestly probably the cheapest she was going to get it for, and I think that would have just been taxing on the old woman. Would you not have wanted her to be willing to sell her the next vial?
Old women tend to raise the prices more than typical people actually do. At least women in my tribe seem to raise them more than the men do. So I have very good reason to believe that she has been gypped on that chill cream.
Tell you what, Asani. If you feel tell you what, how about we research this after we go through the crypts, no? Then we can see what the actual going price is.
Hasani is just gonna sigh and just kind of beckon Batir to come over and just put distance between him and Savoka and kind of just like nod over to Raja.
She's gonna pet Batir, kind of confused.
Batir's just happy to be involved.
I'm just happy to be here, per.
Yeah.
Just strutting along. Doesn't even know anything's wrong or anything that just really happened.
Are we approaching the Tooth and Hookah?
Yes, you are actually.
Alrighty.
Probably set her tankard down as it empties. I'm probably gonna need more to drink after this. And she's just gonna slowly make her way over as whatever happens.
Is there a stage that the performers can do their thing on, or is it just the open corner of the room?
Open corner of the room.
Yeah. She's performed here before. She tends to work around the fireplace.
That's fair.
Are we here yet or no?
I think we're about to approach.
Okay.
You guys are just about to walk in.
And as part of her preparations, Vex will use prestidigitation's item creation to create essentially a very artificial looking rose, but good enough that range to look real.
I see you've been kissed by a rose.
Nah.
We'll see.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was real clever too.
So just to check with you, Ghost Sound is 1 round per level, but if she focuses on it while performing, will that work?
Eve, I need to check.
All right.
Don't even let me drag everyone on before you start moving.
What?
Yeesh. Um,
Is Vex starting to dance right now?
She's getting ready. She's just kind of smoothing out her hair and just thinking.
As Raja walks in, she's going to smile down over at Hassani and Svoka. Oh, you're in for a treat. Vex is going to start her performance soon.
What
do I
kind
need-
of performance?
Well, just watch. Do I need to roll do I need to roll a perception check to find Rick Trit in the crowd?
well, you can see there's a small curve around the bar as to where he is. Is a rat that doesn't look so nice with wings. Yeah, let's stay away from that.
For note, Rick keeps his wings kind of wrapped around him like a cloak for the most part.
God
Right,
damn it.
we're
Now I
going
just
to
imagine him doing the whole blah, blah, flicking out his wings like a cloak.
Not go blah blah blah.
It was you.
It was you. All right. Like you said, Raja's she's just gonna smile knowingly over at Vex, and then she's gonna make her way over to the bar.
Hasani's gonna get as close to the performance as possible. Without being too touching.
Savoka's going to kind of move with them, but before like any of the performance or anything starts, she's going to take off everything, the kind of the outer layer, and then you're going to see kind of very pallid skinned, like silver haired elf kind of underneath everything. It does the eyes might look a bit off, and I am going to go ahead and roll disguise because I am. If anyone wants to make perception checks, is looking. But
You're
Hmm.
more entranced by this
yeah, it was more for the
crocodile
rest. It
thing.
was more for the rest of the party members.
Oh, I'll roll perception.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean,
22.
Tyr
Oh
can
God,
roll perception just because.
I actually still beat you. I think. No, I don't. No, it's a 19. Well, shit. Well, you both notice something's off.
Oh,
That's it.
well, Raj is going to tap the bar next to Rick Trit. Keeper, if you could give me something rather sweet to drink, I'd appreciate it. Oh, and Rick Trit, here you go. She's going to give him a separate bag that has spices in it. I managed to get some for you, and I made the man work for it.
You want sweet? I have meat. 5 silver. Nice taste. Very sweet.
I was actually,
Orange and hen.
ooh, that sounds good actually. And she's gonna plunk down 5 silver for that.
Hey, thank you. Nice business.
Um,
Yeah, that to me, she
uh, Savoka is going to go ahead and at some point move behind Hassani and kind of hold him from behind for a second and says and just say, "Well, it's not my fault you're a bad liar."
He's gonna look back extremely confused at the random body holding by what he
Oh,
just
that's
tried to pass
good.
off as his sister and kind of just like push her away and just like, I guess I wouldn't necessarily call myself a bad liar. I would just call you a very poor accomplice
Why would I be your accomplice?
because we were trying to get a friend to get cream for less money.
We both know who I follow.
And you do know that I don't particularly care about your god's ideals. As long as if you kept your mouth shut, I would have been fine.
that's great.
Well, if you hadn't lied, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And just kind of pouty. Gonna go sit back by the tiger.
You're just gonna kind of grab the bridge of his nose and just kind of like push on it a little bit and just continue to try to watch the performance.
All right.
And with that,
All right.
we will end session 1 off with a lovely performance by
Oh,
the
I am
lovely.
nowhere near prepared. But yep. All right. So, just give you an idea as to what she's doing. As she begins to take her first step, she makes a flick of her tail as to keep the somatic components going for ghost sound. As basically he opens up into one thing. If there's a prize for rotten judgment, he's already won that.
Well,
And just to keep the audience in on something, she flicks the rose, and I'm gonna roll a quick raged to try and land it on the table in front of Hisani, which should work.
how dang I can't. 101.
Sonny definitely looks a little intrigued.
As yeah, with that performed, she's literally just going into "I won't say I'm in love," which I'm nowhere near prepared for. I just figured it'd be a good note to go with. As basically just part of the performance, she'll move around the bar, maintaining the ghost sound to both keep the chorus up and the music. And yeah, with that, we leave her with a 23 perform.
And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining me tonight for this wonderful, wonderful start to what seems to be an enjoyable campaign. Because I did not expect half of that to happen.
Oh.